I am Roxanne Allison Baeyens from the land that has 7,641 islands, the Philippines. I am a commercial model and artist, but I am now volunteering for the Department of Agriculture. As a daughter of an environmentalist, I chose the advocacy, urban gardening, and agriculture because I think that it is very timely amidst this pandemic. A lot of people are going hungry, and not all people are given the chance to eat 3 meals a day. So, if we go back to the basics, embrace living a minimal life, plant and harvest our own food at home, then we could feel that sense of security. Also, it tackles about the nutrition since that is important. That would give us the nutrition we need to battle against the virus. There are so much potential benefits to urban gardening and agriculture, and that includes bettering the air quality and healing Mother Earth in general. And of course, one other benefit very close to my heart is how it boosts mental health. And I'm quite optimistic because here in the Philippines, it suddenly became a trend. Uh, we call gardening, and we call gardeners here and enthusiasts plantitos and plantitas. If I were to translate that in English, that's something like plant aunties and plant uncles. So there's that. And I also do have a soft spot for farmers since my grandparents were farmers, and as well as my mom, this is what gave her education. So I really want to give back to them. In our country, they need a lot of support. So now that I am working with Department of Agriculture, I really do want to uplift the farmers and extend the help that I could. I have this mantra that a green life would give everybody a better life, and that inspires me every day.
What do you think are the sectors that are experiencing or have experienced the major blow of this pandemic?
Well, just like a lot of countries, we are still battling the invisible enemy that we call the COVID-19 virus. Uh, with my optimistic personality, I tend to look on the bright side. I'm happy seeing that the number of the recoveries are now more than the deaths. So that does really give me a light of hope. And I know that we tend now to be more vigilant and resilient. We are here in the Philippines, we wear our face masks and our face shield mostly in public areas, and we actually also fill out forms for contact tracing. So I think the sense of urgency and preparedness really grows in us, and with the faith that I have, I know we could get through this. uh, when this pandemic started, it's not only the virus that we braced ourselves for. We braced ourselves for the economic downturn and distancing with one another. So a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people became hungry, relationships are harder to sustain. So I think that is one of the things that caused this pandemic not only to be a health crisis, but it turned into a hunger crisis and also into a mental health crisis. With a family member of mine that does have a mental health problem, I know how much it does affect a person's life. And I know a lot of people have experienced anxiety. I also had my share of hindrances amidst this pandemic. And according to data, it is proven that mental illnesses has rapidly increased. And I think one of the reasons is that we forget to not let social distancing lead to emotional distance. So everybody out there, do not fear to vent out, mostly to people who love you unconditionally. You do not have to go through this alone. There is always somebody who will listen.
How about you, Roxy? What have you been doing right now that you would not have done if it weren't for the pandemic? In the positive sense of things, how has the pandemic how has it given you more time to spend for other things apart from the typical work, etc.?
Well, unfortunately, for my work, which is commercial modeling, there are a lot of dislocations also in the industry now. So I am not also able to audition, mostly now that I chose to go back to my hometown and spend time with my family. that means I have more time to volunteer for the Department of Agriculture. As Miss Philippines Earth, I just really, I'm happy that this could pave a way to a more inclusive reach, and I can open more eyes to the benefits of gardening and living a sustainable life. So that really does bring me joy. More than anything, it is the fulfillment I get. It's even though I don't have a job right now, I'm volunteering. I'm very happy that God still provides, and I know with the heart that I have, the purpose that I am willing to give, He won't, in Tagalog, hindi niya ako pababayaan. He's always there for me. So yeah, I'm quite optimistic right now. I have my down moments, but I try to get through it with a smile, and I always listen to Ate Jana's advice that you can always do anything that you put your mind and heart to.
What is your tip or advice to people who are not so conscious about their disposing or disposal of the masks?
Well, amidst this pandemic, yes, nature is healing, but there is a new kind of pollution which is coming from our face masks. So I advise the general public to go for the reusable ones, like Miss Australia said. And save the more complex ones for the frontliners because they really need those. And for those who really want to push through with disposable, I've recently been seeing pictures that it tangles around marine life. So if with the lace here, I hope you can cut that before you dispose it, and know that when you dispose it, it doesn't go away forever. It would stay in the surface for the earth for who knows how long. So please do consider making sustainable choices because it really does make a difference. Our marine life is suffering each day, and I hope that if we open our eyes more, maybe scroll around Facebook, see what actual detrimental effects it causes. So please be sustainable.
Despite all the restrictions concerning the COVID-19 pandemic, how do you manage to carry out your eco projects with your community? So we've seen a glimpse of this through your eco activities on the Miss Earth page, but can you elaborate on it more?
I came from Metro Manila, and they do have one of the most number of cases. So same as the other girls, I also focused my advocacy more on doing it virtually, since safety should always be a priority. And I know a lot of people are holding their gadgets most of the time amidst this pandemic. So I think that social media is a very effective way to reach out to people. And also, me and my Miss Philippines Earth Queens have been having our talks, People Who Matter. And also thank you to everybody who supported that, and kudos to Miss Philippines Earth for organizing this and inspiring people, opening their eyes, making them feel that they are not alone. I'm also happy that now Instagram is not just for posting cute pictures. It's not just for it's not anymore about the likes. It's with the 50, I have 51, a lot of people have 100,000, and we could use that audience for good. So with that, it's easier to connect with people. So I've been recently posting a lot on my Instagram feed, even no matter how haggard I look. I really want to spread what I do for the Department of Agriculture. And yeah, now that I am in Baguio City, now that I can do physical health or extend my health with the Department of Agriculture, that also does give me a light of hope. And there's actually this program in the Philippines called the Plant program. So I really had to go out of my way. And yes, I may be risking my life now, but I really like what I am doing for the community, how I am giving back. I'm risking my life to encourage them to regreen their homes for food security as well. And we are now giving away free seedlings to households. So with the faith that I have, I know that I would be healthy all throughout. And of course, I'm taking the right precautions. As I said earlier, we have our face masks, we have our face shield, and I make sure to wear those properly at all times. And yeah, this is a perfect opportunity also to be better for the future. So other than that, I am also reflecting a lot.
So what advice would you give to the health sectors of your government?
Well, my message for our government, of course, is that livelihood is very important. In order to have a strong and a rich economy, we have to have healthy citizens. So I think it's fair to ask for free access to medical care for all, since that is what that we have to know our priorities, and that is what we need the most now. And one thing that really does break my heart is how child right crisis had some dislocations now in the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of children lost a lot of rights, or the right to quality education, the right to play. A lot of them are turning malnourished and are abused at home. And these are topics that we do not usually talk about much. So I do hope that we talk about it more. Sometimes I think to myself, when was the last time we asked the children around us, how are they? It's sad that we are too focused on providing on what to eat, but we tend to forget how are children, how are they coping, how are they doing. They are also greatly affected amidst this pandemic, and my heart definitely does go out for them. And I also want to add to this, I want to send my love to the frontliners who are battling the COVID-19 more than anybody. I think out of everyone, they need the most support and help. They are risking their lives every day, and it's true, they are our modern day heroes, and I hope they do get the technical assistance that they need. Lives are lost, they are overworked, so please let us care for our frontliners. And to us, the general public, I think the best we could do is by simply cooperating. Wear your mask, wear your shield, save home. I stay home, save lives.
What did you learn from that experience that you can bring in to Miss Earth?
Well, it's not the traditional way of pageants. So, just like every other girl in Miss Philippines Earth, it was all new to me. But I just thought that you can still bloom beautifully wherever you are planted, virtual or not. This is my dream. I'm still gonna go for it, and my advocacy is there. If you know if your core is strong and you know why you're here, then whatever they do to push through with the pageant, I would go for it. And kudos to Miss Philippines Earth for continuing this beauty for a cause. It's 20th year. We are making history, and yeah, I'm very happy. Some lessons maybe I have learned, so I could share also to Queen Christina and Queen Brittany is, yes, internet connection is the number one priority more than anything. Like, you can have an amazing background, but if you do not have strong internet connection, then you would really have a problem. And of course, virtually it is different. We would be graded by the judges virtually, so we have to know which angle fits, which angle we look good at virtually. So also you have to find a way to shine more on camera, since in personal, I was quite happy before because I can share my charm or be bubbly to the judges, but virtually that is more challenging. So you really have to find a way to shine more in camera. But overall, it is a very fun experience. I love challenges, and I know the other girls would have an amazing time as well.
Yeah, this year we'll be missing out on having personal interactions with your co-delegates, and especially those from overseas. And this is usually the fun part of the pageant, getting to know these candidates. But this doesn't mean that you won't get to know your fellow delegates, right? Because everything can be done online. What do you think?
Yes, we have a WhatsApp chat. So that's where we mostly talk to each other, and we share how we're going, how's the requirements going. So I think it's really fun that you know that other people, other queens are going through the same experience you are. So we do exchange messages a lot.
Yourself still focused amid so many distractions around in this time?
Well, I have to be honest. I have been binge watching a lot of Netflix series, and I know a lot of people could relate, since now we're getting to know each other more. So maybe I could share that piece of me. And other than that, I've also found joy really with gardening, caring for them as if they're my own babies. It really gave me that responsibility also to wake up in the morning, bring them out, water them. So that really does give a light in my heart. And I also, prior to going home here in Baguio City, there are a lot of strays in Metro Manila. So I am an animal lover, like Brittany. So I started an initiative called Straight from the Heart. You can follow that on Instagram, and I have been feeding strays and pets here in the Philippines, because they are having a harder time to access food and water now more than ever. So I really do want to send the message that all lives matter. And with fitness, because if we want to be mentally stable, we also have to be physically strong. And it's quite funny how I work out. If you're familiar with Dance Central, are you familiar with Dance Central? So that's an Xbox game. Since I'm very fond of dancing, I'm not so good, but I enjoy it a lot. And I do not have an Xbox. I do not. I just use
Oh.
YouTube and just follow the steps. So
Oh,
it's like
okay.
it's something like Zumba, so that's very fun, and it does. It personally that is what keeps my mental health strong. Also, now that I am home with my family and being able to reconnect with them, I haven't seen them for so long before going home. So that really does make me optimistic now.
My question is, for example, tomorrow somebody will tell you that things will be back to the old normal tomorrow. What is the first thing that you will do today?
I miss, and maybe that's the reason that I get anxious a lot, is because I need that. That's where I get strength prior to the lockdown from other people I am with in the church. So maybe I would definitely go there first. And with that, I could pray. I could pray that now that Mother Earth is healing, the skies are clear, maybe people would realize that a lot of detrimental threats to our environment is caused by human activity. The imbalances is because of our abuse in biodiversity. And I pray that people will realize that now that we have, when that happens, now that we have a second shot in life, then we should be better for the future and live lightly on earth and be more sustainable.
What message would you give to a child right now who is in fear because of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, my message for these children is that we do not have supernatural powers like we see on TV, but we do have two strong capabilities, that is love and faith. And those are very underrated. We have that. We have mommy, we have daddy, we have our friends, and know that you are not alone. Just know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to just do not achieve a lot in a day. Even if you just played and that made you happy, that is already enough. And keep dreaming, because we are in a situation now where we cannot go to our schools, we cannot play with our friends, but this is not gonna last long. I have faith that this is gonna end, maybe not right now, but in soon, real soon, hopefully next year or the year after. But I'm just gonna claim next year, okay, or this year. Let's claim it this year. Just be happy, be optimistic, reach out if you have problems. Let mommy, let daddy know.
All right. Thank you, Roxy.